Hi, hello. Welcome to this session of Class 9 Mathematics, and we are back with Chapter 2 Polynomials. Actually, we have been seeing number system in the last classes, that is Chapter 1. Hope you would have understood all the concepts of numbers, and this chapter we start with polynomials. Before going into polynomials, let us know some of the basic concepts which leads us to the term polynomial. Okay, so let's get started right away. Now, we have studied in algebra some terms like x plus 5, 2x squared plus x plus 1 and so on. Isn't it? Last year you would have studied algebraic expressions, factorization of algebraic expressions and so on. Isn't it? You would have encountered terms like these involving single variable and also two variables and three variables. Now let us recollect what is this x is called and what is this 2 is called. Okay, so the number 2 is a constant. It is called a constant because the value of 2 doesn't change. It is 2 throughout, isn't it? Now what is this x? X is called a variable. What is a variable whose value changes? Isn't it? We can assign any number of values to the literal x. So there are some literals like x, y, z. We use them as variables in algebra. And there are certain variables like literals like a, b, c, etc. And they are used for constants in general terms. That doesn't mean this ABC can take any number of values. The ABC, if assigned a certain value for it, it remains the same throughout. So these represents constants and these represent variables. Variables where the values change, we can assign as many values as we can. So these are called variables and the numbers are called constants. Okay, like we write ax squared plus bx plus c for an expression, isn't it? So here the x is the variable and a, b, c are constants. Now you would have got an idea about what are constants and what are variables, isn't it? And now the next thing we should know is if I write just 5 or 2 or 6 or 0, we know they are constants, but they are called terms too. Terms which have a single, which have only a single term is there. This itself is known as a term. See, only one constant is there, but this is also known as a term. Or I can have x plus 1 and this is called an expression. Okay, so what do you mean by a term and what do you mean by an expression? So this is a term and this is a term. This is a variable and this is a constant. But when they stand separately, they are called terms, and terms connected with some operation like addition or subtraction, or when they are clubbed together and when they are grouped together in a place, they are known as an expression. This is known as an expression. Okay, so in an expression there can be variables and constants, and depending upon these terms and this number of terms or what type of terms you have in that expression, there are different types and we can name them too. Like, and the other concept which I need to tell you is if I write 5x squared or 5xy squared or something like 5xy, okay, or just x, we see, so variables are there along with constants. Now here there is no constant, but we take it as 1 here, isn't it? So these variables accompanied by some constant. So what is this constant called which accompanies the variable? These constants are called coefficients. And since they are numbers, they are called numerical coefficients. Okay, since they are numbers, they are called numerical coefficients. Now if I am asked to find out the numerical coefficient for x and the algebraic coefficient for x2, that is same. For x I need to find numerical coefficient as well as algebraic coefficient. So what is the numerical coefficient for x? It is 5. So 5 is the numerical coefficient and y squared is the algebraic coefficient. So coefficient is the number, the constant or the variable which accompanies with the variable which we are concerned. That is, here for x we need to find the numerical coefficient and the algebraic coefficient. So do you understand? The term which accompanies the variable, whether it may be a constant or it may be a variable, the coefficient, whether what is asked is whether it is a numerical coefficient or an algebraic coefficient, you should be able to identify them in a term. So this is what we call it as a term, that is a variable with coefficients to it is called a term. And if terms like this are grouped together in a place, it is called an expression. Okay. Now if I just have 5 or 0 or some x or x plus 5 or like x squared plus 2x plus 1 or x cube plus 3x squared plus 4x minus 3. See, observe all these expressions or terms. So what do you understand by this? Here just a constant is there, or here just 0 is there. Here only one variable is here, and there are 2 terms here, and there are 3 terms and 4 terms. So depending upon the number of terms in an expression, we can term it or we can name the polynomials. Let me explain. So if there is only one constant, then this is known as a constant polynomial. Okay. If there is 0 alone without any variable, or even if there is some variable or constant, 0 into anything is 0 for you. So isn't it? So this is called a 0 polynomial. And if there are 2 terms, isn't it, in an expression, this is called, sorry, I have left out this. If there is only one variable or one term in the expression, it is called monomial. Isn't it? If there are 2 terms, it is called binomial. If there are 3 terms, it is called trinomial. And if there are more than 3, then it is called a polynomial. Generally, polynomial is a general expression which is used anywhere. That is why we say this as a constant polynomial, a 0 polynomial, and with one term as monomial, binomial, trinomial, and a polynomial. Now do you understand how do we define polynomials according to the number of terms in it? Okay, so these are the names for the polynomials according to the terms in it. Okay, now the next type is just observe this x plus y, x squared plus 2x, x cube, 3x squared, and so on. See, we see here x, how many x are there? There is only one x, that is x to the power 1. It means only one x. Here x power 2 means x into x. And here x power 1. In the single expression we have x power 2 and x power 1 also. Here the maximum number of x's, x into x into x, that is x cube, x squared, x, and then a constant term. Okay, so depending upon the power of the x, the number upon x, depending upon the power of the x, the maximum power of the x, the expression or the polynomial is termed. That is, depending upon the power of x. Now, depending upon the power of the x, how it is termed, we need to see the maximum power in the expression. So what is the maximum power in the expression called? maximum power is called the degree of the expression or degree of the polynomial. Okay, so remember the term degree of the polynomial. So depending upon the degree of the polynomial, the polynomials are termed as, when x is x power 1, if the degree is 1, just 1, it is termed as a linear polynomial. It is termed as a linear polynomial. Now, if the maximum power is 2 or the degree is 2 in an expression, it is called quadratic polynomial. Okay. Then if it is 3, like in that case x cube plus 3x squared plus 4x minus 3, in this case the maximum power, that is the degree, is 3 here, so it is called a cubic polynomial. Do you understand? So this is, and if it is more than 3, if it has x power 4 to 4x power 4 plus 3x cube plus 2x squared and so on plus 5, so if it is like this, then we call it as biquadratic, or generally it's called a polynomial. More than 3 or 4, it is called a polynomial. Now do you understand, depending upon the degree, how do we term it? First one, depending upon the number of terms we termed it, and now depending upon the degree of the polynomial. What is degree of the polynomial? The maximum power of x is termed as the degree of the polynomial, and depending upon the degree of the polynomial, we term it as linear, quadratic, cubic, biquadratic, and generally polynomial. Do you understand? So these are the types of polynomial we have studied. Generally, how does the polynomial, what are the rules for actually polynomial to be like? How should it be? How the polynomial should it be? We have termed it, we have termed the types of polynomials too, but generally, how should it be? Now let us take a to be any positive integer, positive or negative, it's a real number, plus, see this n keeps on decreasing. I said x power 3, x power 2, x power 2, isn't it? So it keeps on decreasing, and this is the number of terms, third term, second term, and first term, like that, and so on. N power minus 2, at one point of time you have a1 x1 plus a naught x naught. What is a naught x naught? X power 0. X power 0 is always 1, isn't it? Any number raised to the power is 1, where raised to the power 0 is 1. So this is 1. So you get a constant term here. So this is a constant term. Always the polynomial ends with a constant term. It may have a constant term or not, but the general expression has a constant term at the end, because the power tends to 0 in the last term. X to the power 0, that is 1, so we have a constant term there. So this is a general expression of a polynomial. Now how it should be? Actually, this is a real number. A is a real number. This is actually coefficient, as I said. This accompanies the variable, so this is a coefficient, a numerical coefficient. And what that is, the polynomial, in the polynomial, the variable should not have negative numbers in the index. That is, it should not have x power 1 or x power minus 2. That is, this is equal to 1 by x squared, and x power minus 1 is equal to 1 by x. So the terms, variables, should not occur as 1 by x and 1 by x squared. That is, the powers of x, the variables, should not be a negative number. It should be a non-negative number, which means it should be a positive number. The power or the degree should be positive, so it should not occur in the denominator. The variables should not be in the denominator, or it should not have negative numbers as their powers. And the other thing is, and the irrational numbers are not allowed in the polynomials also. So because see, x to the power, this is x to the power half, I said the numbers, the powers of the variables in the polynomial should be integers, isn't it? No, sorry, it should be positive integer, not even a negative integer. Okay, whole numbers they are. So fractions are not allowed. So root x is not allowed, or x to the power half, or x to the power 1 by 3. Such fractions are not allowed in the powers. So these are not polynomials. If I write x to the power minus 2 plus x to the power 1 by 3 plus x plus 1. No, this is not a polynomial because the power is a negative number and the power has a fraction in it. So it is not a polynomial. That you should remember. Okay. So that is how a polynomial exists. So these are polynomials, and we have read about, and we have I have given you an introduction to polynomials, and I have termed some of the terms of it and the types of polynomials we have seen. Okay, so the next class we will be terming zeros of the polynomial. What are zeros of polynomials or roots of polynomial? And therefore we will also be finding out values of polynomials. Okay, we'll see all these three things which are keys to understand polynomials and find out solutions for polynomials. That is, finding the values for x or the variable in the polynomials. That is what we term it as zeros of the polynomial or roots of the polynomial or solutions of the polynomials. We understand polynomials by finding out the value of x. That is, we find a value of x which satisfies that particular equation. That is, equation in the sense we equate the expression, that is, I wrote it before, x plus 5 is equal to 0. If x plus 5 is equal to 0, we need to find out what will be the value of x so that the value becomes 0. The expression becomes 0. X plus 5 becomes 0. That is, if I put x is equal to minus 5 in that place, so minus 5 plus 5 will become 0, isn't it? So x takes the value minus 5. So that minus 5 is known as the zero of the polynomial or root of the polynomial or solution of the polynomial. Okay, so that is how we find out zeros of the polynomials, and we extend our knowledge to from linear polynomial to quadratic and cubic. Okay, but in general we'll see what are zeros of the polynomial, roots of the polynomial, and we'll also find out the values of the polynomial by assigning some values to the variable x. So until this, we have got an introduction, or we have got some overall view of about polynomials. What are polynomials and what are types of polynomials? In the next class, we will see still further about polynomials. Until then, it's bye from Anu for mathschool.1. Thank you.